Let's start with defensive MVP, and I think your favorites are J.J. Watt and Charles Tillman. So what I'd like to do is, if it's okay with you guys, I know, Mike, you said before that Charles Tillman is who you like. Eric, you didn't actually give me a guy that you like between the two of them. Is there who between the two?
I mean, listen, I know Tillman's returned a lot of picks to the house so far, but nobody's, in my opinion, been more valuable to their defense than J.J. Watt.
That is exactly what I was hoping to have happen. Okay, so this is what I'd like to do here. I want to give each one of you about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, pretty much enough time to say what you want to say. But why your guy deserves to be defensive MVP. I hope that sounds fun to you guys, and if that's okay with you, that's what I'd like to do. So, since you've had some time to think about Tillman, and I just I never actually got an opinion out of Eric. If it's okay with you, Mike, I'd love to start with you.
Certainly.
Why should Charles Tillman be defensive MVP in the 2012 NFL season?
Well, I just think, as great as great as J.J. Watt has played this season, and as great as the Chicago defense as a whole has played this season, I just think a lot of the way the Bears defense has played has been enabled by the way Tillman has been. I just think when you're able to shut down the best wide receiver on the team, the opponent's team, it just opens the door for that defense to be able to do a lot of things while limiting the offense. The fact is, you look at how he played in that Dallas game, you look at how he stymied Calvin Johnson when they took on the Lions. Tillman's always been a great player. He's just raised his game to another level this year, and everything that goes on that Bears defense comes from the pace that Tillman has set. So that's why I'd give Tillman the slight edge.
And Charles Tillman on the year has, so far, 43 tackles, 7 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. Now, Eric, you say that J.J. Watt is your defensive MVP. Sir, why is J.J. Watt defensive MVP?
He's the most, I don't want to say intimidating because it's not, but he's the most imposing, I'll use that word, imposing lineman, D-lineman in the league right now. And when he wants to, he can not only get after you, he bats balls down, he's intercepted passes, he's done pretty much everything and anything the Texans have asked him to do. He's done it with a lot of leadership, and done it in the wake of them losing Mario Williams, who you figure, after losing Williams, because Williams was a guy that at times played really well and demanded double teams.
Yeah, and opened things up for Watt.
Exactly. And now to not have that guy but still up your production, to me, is amazing. So for me right now, it's got to be J.J. Watt. Now, by the end of the year, that can change, but I just look at it as, what would that defense be without J.J. Watt? What would the Bears be without Tillman? And I think losing Watt would hurt the Texans a lot more than if the Bears ever lost Tillman.
Okay. Now, pretty much, I appreciate both of you guys giving your opinion on that one. In my opinion, between the two guys, I am very torn. But I do believe that Watt right now is the favorite. And I say that because when I look at what happens, to me, pretty much how Eric said it is, you take Tillman away from the Bears defense, are they as good? No. The man forced 4 fumbles in this past Sunday's game. 4 fumbles alone in this past Sunday's game. That is not easy to do by any means at all. But the reason why I like J.J. Watt more is I just feel when you watch Watt play, it's the pass deflections, it's the sacks, the quarterback pressures. His impact as one individual, I feel, is much bigger than Tillman's impact as one individual. But I feel like you're splitting hairs with these guys, and I don't think if they continue to play the way they're playing, you can't go wrong with picking either one of them.